You think I wore this silly wig just to show off? No, I wore it so your friends wouldn't see the pink cuts you left on my head. You shaved my hair off while I was sleeping like I was getting in the way of your photos. I was bleeding while you were taking pictures at brunch like nothing had happened. And you were so sure everyone would take your side instead of mine, right?
You're not doing well. We've all been worried for weeks, not just me. You said the walls were talking to you last month, and you cried at the grocery store because the pears reminded you of a dog you never even had. Maybe today wasn't the best day to wear a hat inside, but we just wanted a calm day.
Calm. That's the word you picked. Is that what you called it when you grabbed the clippers? There was so much blood it went through 3 pillowcases and I still have the pictures to show it. I took them before your husband ran in to hold you and asked if maybe I was just seeing things. Or should I also show the pictures I took before the medics got there?
You took pictures? That's just sad, Pet. Really, you made proof instead of asking someone for help. That's just trying to mess with people. Is that what love means to you now? Threats?
The champagne was still being poured, but the laughing had turned into quiet talking. Everyone was looking at her, but no one moved except the photographer, who slowly turned his camera away. Petta's wig was a little crooked, not fully hiding the soft pink on her head. She held her purse like it was the only thing keeping her from sinking. Her seat was in the 3rd row, right behind Bellamy's purse and the flower decorations. No one asked why. No one noticed the missing flower pin. What Bellamy didn't know was the account had already been shut down, and Pet wasn't staying for the cake.
I still remember the first time I skipped dinner so he could have more food. I wasn't even hungry. Watching him eat and enjoy it made me feel full too. I didn't need to eat or be noticed. One time he got a fever late at night, and I stayed next to him until 3 in the morning, putting a cold cloth on his forehead every time he made a sound. No one thanked me for it. There are no prizes for missing sleep, or for secretly selling old books just to buy him art stuff. He used to draw little superheroes wearing capes and told me one day he'd buy me every color of the sunset. He doesn't even remember saying it. One summer when rent went up, I stopped buying clothes and wore the same pants for 2 years. I cut out coupons so much my hands hurt, and cleaned houses on weekends to help pay for school. I even pawned my wedding ring to pay for private school and told him I lost it at work. When I saw him walk across that stage in his graduation gown, I thought maybe all those years of being in the background helped make something good. But here's the truth. The light doesn't stay on if no one cares enough to keep it going. Every time I gave something up for him, I told myself that was love. But what do you call it when nobody remembers it?
Hi, just leaving a quick message to say we've taken care of the ceremony stuff where everyone's sitting, the flowers, the music. We want it to feel fancy but not too emotional. Just a heads up, maybe don't talk about the past during any speeches. It's better to keep it focused on the future. Good vibes only. People don't need old stories. They need hope. You've done a lot, sure, but let's not mix up past struggles with what matters now. Let's think about what's best going forward for everyone.
She called me 2 nights before she passed. Her voice was so quiet, but everything she said felt heavy. She told me the inheritance was real. She said it was just for me and most of all not to tell anyone, not even him. She said she saw it coming for a long time. The change in how warm he was, how he looked bored when I spoke, like what I said didn't matter unless it came with something shiny. Charlotte said he learned to care about looks way too young and held on to that too tight. She said I deserve to have time alone, not because it's sad but because it's honest. Then she laughed, even in the dark, and said, "Let's see who comes to help when there's nothing left to take."
At the funeral, I did say you were brave, I really did. And when the lawyer read the papers, I thought it was a bit much, all that stuff about carrying weight. No one needed to hear about that. She could be a little too much sometimes. People forget. She always made big moves that didn't really help. Look, not everyone finds meaning in pain. People like Charlotte thought that hurting made them smart.
That letter she gave me, I kept it in my coat for years. I hid it in the inside lining like a soft secret. No one ever saw it, not even him, even during holidays when people asked what Charlotte left for me. They guessed, well, probably nothing, and I let them think that it never crossed their minds that love could be quiet and still valuable, that some gifts aren't made of diamonds, just wisdom. But it wasn't about the money. It was about finally understanding something. Charlotte said love without respect isn't love, it's just for show. I really get that now. Everything they gave came with limits the moment Bellamy got involved, All shiny smiles and sharper plans. That gift, it wasn't saving me. It was showing me the truth. Maybe she just wanted me to stop disappearing, starting with finally showing my name.
We found a holiday card in her drawer, still sealed, addressed to her. It was the one I sent last year. And inside? Nothing. Just a fancy photo of us under the big light in Florence. I remember feeling proud that it looked so perfect. Everyone was smiling. Our hair was just right. And that little Eiffel Tower necklace she had was shining. Every bit of it was planned. But she didn't even open it. Not even her greeting messages had any space left for me.
The journal stays under the mattress now. Soft leather, dark blue, with lines inside. I wrote out a plan for a scholarship, helping single mothers in nursing school, helping with school fees, and giving money for childcare. None of them will know who I am, but they'll know they got a shot. That's what really counts. I won't put him on the paperwork, no reason to, but I will change my middle name, legally. I'll make it Charlotte. It will look simple on a birth record, but it means the world to me. That old envelope with her handwriting is still in my drawer. I touch it before bed, not because I want to go back, but because I want to say I saw what she gave me. I mattered to her. And if I was born invisible, then this name, this fund, this freedom, it will carry her voice and finally mine too.
You know what gets me? Some people think that giving away money makes everything better. They start charities like it fixes the past, like people will forget what really happened. People like that, they try to prove they mattered after the fact. They talk about feelings and value and all that, but it doesn't work. It's just a new look on the same old thing. If all you leave behind is a charity, maybe nobody ever really wanted you in the first place.
I wasn't confused. Someone attacked me while I was sleeping. This morning I woke up alone in a bed I didn't know, covered in my own blood. My hair was ripped out like garbage. I didn't trip. I didn't forget where I was. I didn't imagine any of it. Someone I trusted did this to me. Someone I trusted with my son. You think I'm just losing it? You think I spilled my own blood to get attention? No, I stayed quiet all day because I didn't want to ruin your big moment. But you went and took the microphone anyway. You told 200 people that I wasn't doing well. Everyone laughed, and Marty just nodded like I was some warning about getting old and taking pills. I'm done staying quiet. You made this public. So let me say this loud and clear. While you were all drinking champagne and calling me a problem, I was in the bathroom at sunrise peeling fabric off a wound someone gave me so that I wouldn't steal the spotlight. And now you're turning it into a joke. You couldn't handle that I didn't fit your perfect image, so you cut my hair while I was asleep. You made me a joke, and now you're laughing in front of 200 people?
Oh, honey, everyone here cares about you, really. These last few months have clearly been a lot for all of us. Big changes bring big emotions, right? And yeah, sometimes people act out when they're overwhelmed. We've seen this kind of thing before. The searching, the stories, the acting out. Marty and I, we've been quietly worried, always trying to decide if it was time to say something. Maybe it feels harsh now, but sometimes caring comes in a tough package. We've looked into places that really help women when they're going through hard changes. Not awful places, but kind ones where they can feel like themselves again. We didn't want to go behind your back. We just didn't want to have another night like this. At the end of the day, we all want what's best for you.
This isn't me falling apart. This is real. Just 4 hours ago, I was at urgent care. The doctor wrote down hair pulled out without permission and cuts on the scalp. Do you want to see the paper? I printed 2 copies. I didn't want to make a scene, but you've been planning one. I wasn't going to speak, but you planned this so carefully that I had no choice if I wanted to stop people from calling memory clinics behind my back. I went to the emergency room. I took photos. I signed reports. And all that proof is sitting right next to the dinner you ordered for me, but then whispered I wouldn't remember eating. You cut away my identity with scissors and acted like you were helping. You messed with how people see me, and then lit up a bouquet like it was for me when really it was all for show. But I'm not part of your show anymore. I've got proof. You've just got charm and scissors, I guess.
So now you're pulling out medical papers at a party? Really? You think showing bloody pictures at a wedding makes you brave? Being a victim sure looks different these days. You'll grab at anything just to feel like you matter again. Was this your plan the whole time? Make a scene, make everyone feel sorry for you, and flash trauma photos like you earned medals? I'm sorry, but this isn't about concern anymore. This is just trying to control people. You should have talked to me in private. Instead, you went full drama. Is that what love looks like to you now? Blackmail?
Love was spending 30 years finding joy in cheap bookstores, so my son could go to science camp. Love was baking through bad headaches, so he had cupcakes with his name on them. Love was giving up sleep, jobs, my appetite, but never giving up hope. I did all that and never even got a thank you. And now the one time I speak up for my own voice, you call it blackmail, because it doesn't make you look good. This is not revenge. It's not crazy talk. It's just me, a woman who spent 60 years being nice until someone used my silence like money. You thought I wouldn't fight back because I always smiled. Well, I'm done being erased. I saw the slideshow tonight. No pictures of me. Not one mention in the toast, not even my name in the program. It wasn't just my hair you tried to take. You started trying to erase me from my whole life. But I'm still here, not cropped out, not softened, and loud enough now. You only silence people when they stay invisible until they show up with proof and fire in their hand.
And you've always liked turning things into a movie, haven't you? We keep trying to make life easier for you. We smile when you say harsh things. We say nice things when your stories start to change. But now what? Now you get some big moment with a microphone just because you feel left out? It's tiring how much space your pain takes up everywhere. It's never just a mistake. It always has to be a big betrayal, a big cut, a big meltdown. Honestly, it's no surprise your son stopped inviting you.
He stopped inviting me because every time I walked in, I reminded both of you of the parts of the past you couldn't change. I wasn't easy for you to shape. I had my own story, my own mess, and that scared you. But I didn't want to be clapped for. I just wanted to leave something that matters. Not the kind that shows up in pictures. The real kind, where people remember you for what you lived through, not how quietly you faded away. And I realized I couldn't have that, not with you writing the story. So last week I changed my will. Changed everything. The lawyer has it now, and it's done. Not out of anger, out of survival. This envelope doesn't ask for anything. No guilt, no tricks, just my peace. I'll take my silence back now. But now it's not weakness, it's power. You didn't just lose control of the story, Bellamy. You lost the ending too.
Wait, what do you mean? What's in this envelope? What did you do? This is too much. It doesn't have to be like this. Come on. Marty, can you say something? Anyone? She's just pretending, right? She can't be serious. Somebody, please, can we just take a step back? Just wait. Please look at me. We can fix this, right?
I want to change my will. Starting now, take Martin Hale off as the person who gets my money. Instead, give it to the Charlotte Hale Scholarship for Single Mothers in Nursing. Yes, it's for good. I know exactly what that means. No, I don't need more time to think. This isn't about being mad. It's about being clear. I gave him everything except my voice, and now I'm taking that back too. Yes, I want the money put into the locked fund. Make sure no one knows it's from me. Only put the name of the scholarship. Charlotte believed in women like us, working hard, not seen, always giving. I want to respect that. Yes, I brought the original papers. No, I won't tell him. He'll find out the way I found out things he thought I'd never notice, quietly. No talks, no fight. I don't need to prove anything anymore. He made his choices and now I've made mine. Send me the new version by next Thursday. I want the line for signing to just say Petronella Hale, no family listed. He can keep the memories, the name, the home, the reasons. He'll learn what silence really costs.
Oh, honey, you know older folks just don't understand tech stuff. Remember when she looked at the ATM like it was going to jump at her? I mean, who still pays bills with a check? We should really put all her accounts in our joint trust. Make everything easier before stuff gets messy. And she didn't even know how to use the banking app. I had to show her where the logout button was. Honestly, I think she's glad for the help. She's just not the type to say thanks out loud. That whole generation never really talked much. You're lucky we're here to handle things for you, pet.
I found the old drawings made with crayons in the chest. Bad spelling from first grade and hearts that were a bit off. They still smelled like the rug we used to sit on when he spelled nurse as nurse, because I was coughing after long work days. I wrapped those drawings, took care of them, labeled the box just the early years. I left out anything after graduation. The cards got fewer, basic, always signed by both of them, never in his handwriting, not one with a joke or a doodle, not one that said Mom, just shiny cards that said thanks. They made no sound when I dropped them in the trash. No sadness, just wait. He stopped remembering because someone told him to forget. and I kept remembering because no one told me I could stop. But now I am. The little boy who drew tulips for her with crayons still lived in a shoebox. The grown man didn't.
Hey, pet. Just checking in, Marty said. You seemed a little off at the wedding. We hope you're getting some rest. You know, too much stress can really mess with memory. Anyway, I checked and your allergy pills are still in the cabinet. And remember, the gardener comes on Fridays now, not Thursdays. Let me know if you want me to set up your eye doctor visit. We'll stop by next week, okay?
I sent one last email. No title, no message, just a file, a brochure with the name The Charlotte Scholarship printed on it. The title didn't say In Loving Memory, it said In Legacy. I added no plea, no reason, no map. Then I erased his number, not blocked, gone. Like cleaning out a drawer. I used to read our old messages. Now I don't even look at the phone. It feels light, like the moment when you realize you already had the last talk and they never knew. I named the fund by myself, picked the quote, shaped every sentence with truth and space. I didn't sign it. I didn't have to. The way the words looked said everything Bellamy tried to push down and everything he forgot how to hear. Let him find it in his inbox. Let him wonder who Charlotte even was. Let him try to figure out when this all started, how long I've been gone. Now he can spend years trying to understand silence.
It's some kind of local thing, right? I mean, there's no way she set that up by herself. Nursing? Scholarships? Sounds like something the church talked her into. Or maybe it's one of those give back to others ideas because she's bored? I don't know. It's kind of sweet, strong, or whatever. Nothing bad about it. Just kind of random. I thought she'd be more into garden clubs than all this. Cute. I didn't know she cared about that kind of stuff.
They picked up half the furniture 2 days ago. The rest went to those places where they don't ask why. I let the silence grow little by little, room by room, the baking pans left without goodbye. I packed the picture frames by year, not by feelings. I chose only 2 to keep. The front door still smells a little like garlic and floor cleaner. It doesn't bother me. The house was never mean to me. People were. The papers are signed. They won't know where I went. There's no new address because there's nothing left to send. The people moving in will get a nice guide about the trash schedule, the squeaky stair, how the sunlight hits the living room in March. I left everything in the bowl by the hallway. A note, the keys, no last words, no goodbye talk. I used to imagine them sitting at the table, missing me, thinking about one last meal together. Not anymore. There won't be a goodbye dinner. Just keys left on the mantel.
She's not picking up. I tried both numbers. The house phone doesn't even ring now. It just jumps to that old no service sound. I checked the numbers again. It's the same as always. What's going on? Did your mom get a new phone number? You don't just stop talking like this. She wouldn't leave without saying anything, right? Unless, wait. No, that can't be it. Zillow says sold off market. Wait, is it really sold? So I stopped by the house this morning. You know, the old one, maybe just to feel a bit of the past. And guess what I saw taped to the mailbox? A sold sticker. A real one. The neighbor with those super loud wind chimes told me it sold not just a few days ago, but weeks ago. Weeks. Isn't it weird she never told us anything? They said a moving truck came early in the morning, and she didn't even say goodbye. She just took what she could fit inside the front of the truck and left everything else in boxes marked for donation, which really just means I don't care anymore. And after that, nobody's heard from her. Not the church people, not her card game buddy, not even the Pilates lady she always used to complain about. It's just not like her to be quiet for so long, unless it is now. I'm not saying she's missing. I'm saying it's like she disappeared on purpose. She ghosted the whole neighborhood. Marty? And you didn't notice? No texts. No sitting on the porch. Locked mailbox. Isn't it weird she didn't even send you a message?
Maybe she just needed some quiet time. Maybe she's still trying to figure things out or deal with her pain in her own strange way. After all that's happened, I think she's allowed to do that, right? She doesn't have to tell us every single thing she's doing. Honestly, she's always kind of been halfway in and halfway hiding. That's how she's always been since I was a kid. So yeah, maybe she's gone quiet for now, but I think it's just for a while. I know how she is. She always comes back. She always comes back, Belle.
No, not this time. I talked to that lawyer friend of mine. You know the one whose husband used to check the houses on Cedarview? She checked it out. The paperwork for the house changed hands 3.5 weeks ago. Her new address is somewhere near Portland. And it's official. It's not like she's crashing on someone's couch or relaxing at a spa. She left on purpose. She was careful, clean, and quiet. No drama, no guilt. Not even a pill bottle left in the bathroom. You know what that says to me? This isn't about being sad. This was planned. And that's the scary part. This wasn't about feelings, it was a smart move. No letters, no mess. That doesn't look like someone falling apart. That looks like someone walking away from a life they didn't want anymore. You think she disappeared? But listen to me. She didn't. She got out.
You think she's mad at me? Or maybe at both of us? Look, I know what happened wasn't small, but just leaving like this? That doesn't feel like her unless there's something else going on that I don't see. There is more, right? Something I don't know. Did you do something?
Oh, please. You really think this is some big brave thing she's doing? Come on, she's acting like someone who wants to live off the radar, and you're so full of guilt, you're just buying it. She made everything look like a sad movie scene, gazing out the window with that look on her face like she's in an old photo. You know how fast she put the house up for sale? I saw the Zillow listing days before it sold. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, old school charm, sold for less than asking price with same-day showings only. Boom, gone. If she was grieving, she'd be hiding away in her bedroom, not running off with that weird small smile on her face. No, she planned it all to feel deep and dramatic. She turned her own goodbye into something out of a TV show, and now you're watching the preview like it's real.
No, you can't just twist it like that. She told me once, when I was 10, that silence doesn't always mean someone's sad. Sometimes it means the answer already came. I didn't get it at the time. I thought she was just tired. But now I think maybe she made up her mind before we even knew something was wrong. She said being quiet can be a choice too.
Well, if being quiet was her grand ending, she sure picked a great place, Portland. All that rain, all those artsy bookstores, so many cardigans. She's probably already fitting in, going for runs past health food stores, and writing in journals under fairy lights. Don't ask how I know. I might have seen some pictures. There's one mural in an alley that I swear matches a shiny spot in her kitchen from a photo she shared a long time ago. But that doesn't mean I care. I don't. I just like knowing she's okay. That she didn't leave because she was sad or hurting. Because she didn't. She's living her best life now in a fancy loft apartment, doing pottery and taking care of new plants by the window. She didn't get lost in sadness. She made herself into someone new who doesn't need us anymore.
Yeah, you're right. She gave us the signs, we just weren't looking. I'm not here to go over the past. I don't care about hearing sorry or whatever speech you practiced in the car. It's over. The house is sold, the locks have been changed, and the bank accounts are shut down. What you're standing in used to be a home, but now it's just a building. This was never really about hair, or weddings or holiday cards. It was about what you built with your silence, letting things slide one lie at a time, until he stopped hearing me. So let me say this clearly, since that was never something our family did well. The estate, every single dollar is gone. Not lost, just moved. The money is now in a special account for the Charlotte Nursing Scholarship. It's going to help women who won't wait around for someone to let them live. You won't find your names on any of the documents, because they're not there. This isn't to get revenge, it's to take back what I still had. What looked like weakness from me was just holding back. But I'm not holding back anymore. I changed the will, you're not in it.
So that's it? You scribbled a few changes on some legal form, and now you think you're better than everyone? You sat on all that money like it was a trap, just to give a big speech that no one even wanted. And for what? Because of a small fight with a pair of scissors? You threw away your whole legacy over a haircut you didn't even bother to fix that morning. You're not some brave hero. You're not special. You're just an angry woman trying to rewrite the past out of spite. You didn't have to drag the whole family down just to make your point.
Nothing I did changed what really happened. It just showed it. The money transfers already went through, the taxes are all sorted, the charity is official. There's no going back, no way for you to undo it, and no amount of anger from you will magically put your names on something that was never really yours. You took over someone else's son and someone else's story, but you forgot who was there from the start. Here, this is the only thing I have left to give you. It's faded like most memories you didn't care about, but it's true. He drew it for me in 5th grade. It's not great, big heads, hearts in the corners, but it means more than a check you would have wasted buying fancy plates. It's in a nice storage unit with climate control. That's all your husband gets now.
You think this means you're wise? You think this looks classy? You just dropped a huge emotional bomb because you're mad he picked someone who kept his life neat and in order. Don't act like you were some graceful victim. We covered for you while you fell apart. And fine, yes, I did it. I cut it. That wig didn't fix you, Pate. And yes, I cut it.
Of course you did. You always had to take control of anything that didn't do what you wanted. But the sad part isn't the scissors, it's the quiet way he joined you in doing it. You didn't even have to talk him into it. He liked pretending everything was fine more than he liked being kind. And I made it easy, didn't I? Years of smiling softly and stepping aside so your voice could be the loudest. You trained him like it was a routine, but the truth leaves signs. I kept your wedding speech, you remember, the one full of fake kindness mixed with hidden insults. It's saved now, part of the scholarship story. Your cruelty is saved too. He heard your voice every time he chose not to hear mine.
So now you think you're some kind person turning pain into charity. You don't even know what you've done. You left him behind. You left both of us. But sure, pretend it's personal growth. Make it sound deep while we deal with what's left. You think being quiet makes you strong? It just means you can be replaced.
I never wanted to be someone no one could replace. I just wanted to be respected. And that's not the same thing. I spent my whole life without money, but always hoping you might one day see that I was worth something, not just for what I could give. But that morning, with that fake reddish wig you forced on me, I finally saw it. You didn't love me, you just put up with me because I looked the part. So I stopped trying. I ended this my way with clear papers and money moved with purpose. While you worked hard to look pretty, I worked to help others keep going. Here, take this. It's for the Charlotte Scholarship, a brochure, an application form. Maybe you'll help pay for someone's seat one day. Do something real. I'm not asking for kindness or for you to get it. I already gave you those things. Goodbye, Bellamy. Keep your videos. I kept something that matters.
So this is how it ends. From your own mother? He won't even look at me. He won't even blink. You broke him. You really did. And now you're walking away like that's something kind. He doesn't need your stupid drawings. He needs you. Not this new version, the one we remember. Come back, please. Say something. Anything.
I read your letter, slowly, one line at a time. I took in each word like how I used to sit by the window waiting for you to knock or stare at my phone hoping you'd call. You wrote like time had stopped for you, but in my world, time kept moving, fast. Even when I stood still waiting for you for years. I don't hate you, I never did, but your apology came too late, just like most of your love. The strong ground I carried you on didn't break because I was mad, it just wore down over time. You said you didn't know, but when someone chooses not to see, again and again, it turns into something cruel. I remember that birthday I spent alone, eating egg salad, wearing a paper crown from the dollar store while you drank champagne in Saint-Tropez and posted pictures talking about family gratitude. I smiled at the photos. I always smiled. You told everyone I liked being alone, that I didn't want attention, but you never asked what I wanted. You just assumed that because I didn't yell, I didn't have anything to say. You liked me quiet, easy, out of the way. You picked comfort over truth. You picked her peace over my reality. And now you only want to hear from me because she stopped talking to you. I spent too many years hoping you'd notice me, thinking that if I was quiet you'd finally hear me. But silence was your way, not mine. You chose silence while I disappeared.
I didn't mean to copy her. I didn't even notice it was happening until your name didn't feel safe anymore. It started to feel heavy. I was scared, and she made being quiet look smart. I repeated her words because I thought it kept everything calm. But reading your letter, I hear your voice again, and it doesn't sound like how they told me to remember it. I keep thinking about all the times you waited, hoping I would choose you. I didn't. I stayed quiet in rooms where people made fun of you, and I said nothing. When I try to remember who I was before her, before the wedding, I can't think of a version of me that didn't let you down. I was your son, and I failed you.
You learned how to live by shaping your needs to fit into other people's lives. That's not wrong, it's something passed down through families. But you never stopped to see what that did to me. I turned into someone you couldn't even talk about. You only noticed my love when everything else went dark like a backup light. Remember the year I sent you a blanket I made by hand? You replied with a thanks and a thumbs up, just before you tagged Bellamy in a post about a perfect holiday. That stuck with me, Because that's when I knew that love, if no one sees it, starts to disappear. And that's what happened. I slowly disappeared in your eyes. As she pushed me out of your life, you kept adjusting like it was nothing, until I was just part of the background. I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I've carried pain long enough just to protect others from theirs. I'm not angry now, I'm just not going to disappear again.
Tell me how I can make this right. I'll come to you, I'll stay in a cheap motel, go to therapy, write down every memory you ask for. I miss you, I miss the version of me that you loved before I worked so hard to fit what someone else thought was good. She's gone now, she left me too. Bellamy's gone, she said. I wasn't useful anymore. The house is quiet, the bank account's frozen, none of it means anything without you. Maybe it's too late, it probably is. But right now, I don't even know who I am, if you're not in my life.
You're someone who now has to face life without hanging on to someone else. I had to learn that too. The only difference is I did it when nobody clapped for me or even noticed. I was tired, embarrassed, and still loving people who treated my care like it was just something easy to take. My quiet wasn't me leaving, it was me getting through it. You say you don't know who you are? Then stop thinking your worth comes from being close to women you expect to save you. I was your mother, yes, but that role ended the moment you thought my quiet meant I was weak, and you left me sitting in the background of my own life. What hurts me isn't your pain, it's how you think I should still be standing outside your door, waiting for you to fall apart again. I won't do that. I spent years calling what we had love, and giving everything without getting anything back. But let me make this clear, I am not lost, I am not broken, I am not cold, I am free, and if we ever meet again, it will be as equals, not as someone doing you a favor, not from guilt, and never because I feel like I owe you.
I'm really scared. Not just because you're gone, but because of what that means. That I'll turn into the person I used to feel sorry for you being alone, forgotten, like I'm not even there. I used to think you didn't care when people left you out. But now, I see what it really cost you. And I know it was my fault. I kept telling myself that good people don't leave. That if I stayed quiet long enough, love would come back. I kept thinking you'd stay, because good people don't leave.
Good people do leave, especially when staying means losing yourself. I spent too many years holding on to hope that you'd remember who I was when nobody needed anything from me. I've let go of that hope, and with that, I've let you go too. This letter isn't a way back. It's not me asking you to come close again. This is a boundary, a strong, clear line that helps me stay whole. I put a picture with this letter. I'm wearing a blue sweater, standing by the Columbia River with people who laugh at my jokes and hold my hand when I'm unsteady. Someone wrote under it, "The life you chose not to know." That's not me being mean, that's me being clear. I get it now, you gave what you were taught to give. Silence, saying yes, pretending. I chose not to keep carrying that. Maybe someday you'll write to me again, not out of guilt, but because you've grown. If that day comes, I might read it. Until then, live your life.
I held the letter for hours before I opened it. I almost didn't. While I read, my hands weren't shaking, but something inside me broke. The photo, you look about 10 years younger, maybe even more. There's a spark in your eyes I didn't realize I helped take away. I always thought losing someone meant yelling and slamming doors. But this is quiet. This is real. You're gone, but this is the first time I truly saw you.
They all thought I left just to make a scene, that I ran off hoping for some big moment where they'd say sorry and fix everything. But I didn't leave to make it dramatic. I left because I couldn't breathe around them. It felt like I was drowning while pretending to be okay. They called it quiet dignity, like I was already gone, but really I was being smart. I let them believe what they wanted. Let them think I was ashamed or weak, but I was paying attention. I saw every fake nice comment, every time they cut me out of pictures, every compliment that had a catch. They said I didn't stand out, but I made sure I always knew how to leave. I stayed in their little story long enough to see they didn't need me in it anymore. Being invisible gave me time to practice leaving before I actually left. I was always there, just not picked. And when I finally chose myself, they said I turned my back on them. But I wasn't fighting back. I was finally free. They said I was nothing without them. They were wrong. I shine even if no one's watching. I can fall like rain without needing a reason. My sister gave me $2 million and one last piece of advice. Don't let them tell your story after you're gone. I didn't. I told it while I was still alive, softly, clearly, fully, and now I sit here, my tea getting cold beside me, rain tapping at the window, a new friend at the door asking me things that have nothing to do with hurt, and all I can think is I never needed them to say sorry to feel okay. I just needed to stop waiting for it. But no one explained to them being calm is louder than being clapped for. I still don't get it. She could have just talked to us, told us she needed time or something, but she disappeared, left that letter, and now Marty keeps it in his jacket like it's something holy. She's not online, not answering, it's like she dropped out of the story. And what makes it worse, no one's asking me anything anymore. No brunch invites, no texts about the house, just quiet, like she took everything with her, and people keep saying she looks calm now, like that's supposed to help. I mean, what are you even supposed to do with that? She was always so nice, so proper. Who really just disappears like that? So that's it? That's how it ends?